So today, Justin Trudeau resurfaced after being gone for a while, and he gave a press conference where he announced that he was spending a lot more of your money. Now, something interesting happened. There was a member of the media that, when he opened the floor for questions on this spending, the question was this: why are you making big spending announcements after you've prorogued Parliament? And for those of you who don't know what that means, it means that Justin Trudeau basically locked members of Parliament out of Parliament after he had suspended it with the help of the NDP. And we actually haven't had a federal budget in some time. Like, we haven't had a federal budget in what, almost 2 years now, a year and a half. So that's a great question from the media. Why is he making spending announcements after he prorogued Parliament, suspended Parliament, and hasn't tabled a budget? So this was his response to that question. It was, Canada needs a new direction. So this is what he wants you to believe. He wants you to believe that through his scandal with the We Charity scandal, through the economic decimation that has occurred before the pandemic, through his weak response through the pandemic, through his lack of a plan for economic recovery, through our credit downgradings, through Finance Minister Bill Morneau leaving his government in a cloud of scandal, through his bungling of international policy, like the UN security bid failure, through the rail blockades earlier this year, through the failures of his government to get natural resource projects developed, through all of these failures, he is saying that he needed to re-shut down Parliament after he had already suspended it so that Parliament could vote on a new direction. Think about the arrogance of that comment. Like, the arrogance of that comment is that he thinks you're stupid enough to believe that. He really thinks that you are stupid enough to believe that we need a new direction after all of his scandals, without talking about any of that, without taking any responsibility. Somebody who isn't humble enough to say, like, look, had a lot of things go wrong and, I needed a little bit of a timeout. I mean, at least there would have been some honesty in that statement, right? Because that's the real reason here, is he's trying to get his poop in a scoop. He's trying to allow Chrystia Freeland, the new finance minister, time to figure out the dumpster fire that is finance. He's trying to figure out how he can get out of the We scandal. That's the reason why they prorogued Parliament. They prorogued Parliament so that Pierre Poilievre couldn't keep murdering him every day on the We scandal. That's why they prorogued Parliament. They prorogued Parliament so that people like myself couldn't get access to documents that we needed to show the depths of depravity that this government has had. There were documents sitting there that we should be looking at right now, but because he prorogued Parliament, we're not. So to imagine the arrogance. He honestly thinks that you are stupid enough to believe him, that he shut down Parliament for some sort of benevolent reason, and that's just ridiculous. So my message to you is this: if Trudeau's watching this, Canada doesn't need a new direction. I mean, on many policies we do, but it's because of Trudeau. We really need a new prime minister, a prime minister that doesn't. Well, first of all, it'd be great if we didn't have this type of scandal all the time, right? That would be like sort of a very low bar that we could start with. But we desperately, as a country, need an economic vision for recovery. We need to start talking about some really hard issues, about the fact that the government has had 6 months to figure out a response to COVID-19, and the best that they can do is to continue to shut down our economy. Other economies around the world have started to figure this out and started to get best practice. Other countries around the world are doing this without infringing upon civil liberties and eroding our democratic institutions. But Trudeau doesn't have the capacity to do this, and that's why we need a new prime minister. So sure, Trudeau, maybe we will agree on something. We need a new direction, but the direction is you out of the PMO. So with the Conservative leadership race over and Erin O'Toole taking on the mantle of our party's leadership, I'm really looking forward to providing or working to help provide that alternative vision for the country. But under somebody who is not mired in clouds of controversy, is not so arrogant that he thinks that you're an idiot for believing the reasons why he prorogued Parliament, and more importantly, that he's got a vision to show how we're going to get through this mess that the Liberals have put us in. So, I ask you to share this video, and when you see these clips on the news tonight, really think it, like, take that to heart. Like, he is asking you, Trudeau is asking you to believe that he shut down Parliament and is spending money for a reason outside of the fact that he just didn't want Parliament continuing to scrutinize the We Charity scandal, which is the real reason. Working hard for you. Have a great day.